Hi, everybody. It's been a long time since I've made an episode. It's been about 5 months. This is episode 9, and I've made some big changes in my life. Those of us who have been part of the Great Awakening, I believe that most of us have really honed our discernment abilities, and we're more in touch with, the worldly vibes, and I've evolved, and I'm still following as much intel as I can, but nowadays I don't watch as much as I used to because there's a lot of fear porn out there, and I can't take it. I've learned. I know what I need to know. I believe. I made the choice to go down the deep dark rabbit holes because I felt I needed to know the truth, and I'm glad I did that. But I don't need to continue and repeatedly revisit those topics. I've heard enough, and so I was living in the city, and I was kind of estranged from my siblings. My kids were still good, and I just give little doses of stuff to them because they'll find out with the rest of the world, and they know that I've taken a step back from trying to feed them all the information that I have. They have enough on their plates trying to navigate adulthood, and they have other issues, and I don't want to add to it, and plus, I want to help them keep a high vibration. That's going to be very important. And so anyways, like certain people were very, very educational, like Juan O'Savin and Mel K, very, brilliant people, but it's continuous information about the bad guys, and I can't take anymore. I know enough to have a very good, pretty filled out picture, and I just can't take anymore. And so I'm very choosy about who I listen to. I still have my nose in Telegram all the time. I can't help it. But so anyways, I was living in the city, and didn't get any holiday invitations or anything like that. But I put my toe in the self-pity pot, but really I was kind of glad because it would have been very uncomfortable. It's it would have just been difficult, and it was really for the best. And I did invite, like, my kids come over for breakfast on Christmas so that they can see the in-laws and so forth. And I invited my sister and her husband, and they were going to come. And then at the last minute, they called me and started to tell me something about facts about the unvaccinated me. And I just said, I don't care, whatever. I just feel sorry for them that they're so wrapped up in this bullshit. Anyways, I was really, really getting closed in, feeling closed in in the city. I was living in a nice community, but 2 seconds out, and I mean, it was near Detroit. It's near Detroit, and there's just litter, and it just looks like shit. And I was just like suffocating, not thriving, just feeling like a caged animal. So during this time, my son decided he was going to go to school. And he decided to go into wildlife management. And I said, you should go to the Upper Peninsula. I mean, that's where you're going to get your great field experiences. And I said, if you get accepted, I'm going up there, because I have always wanted to live in the Upper Peninsula ever since I was a kid. And sure enough, he got accepted, and I took all the necessary steps to be able to move up here, and I'm here. And I think I shocked a lot of people, but I'm telling you, I can go 5 minutes. I live across the street from a lake. I go out and watch the sunset. This is so good for my soul. My soul was really, really in bad shape. And I've said before, I know happiness is an inside job, and I know God lives within me, but our environment really contributes to our well-being. It does for me. I just, I was just wilting. And so, I made all the necessary plans, and I executed them. We came up here for his open house, and we just happened to drive. I had some addresses I was looking at. I wanted to look at some different places, and we just happened to go by this apartment building on the lake. And I'm like, oh my God. And there was a vacancy sign. And, I called. I took it sight unseen because my son and I both agreed it looked well kept, and there were no junky cars in the parking lot, and the neighbor. It was just nice, and I was willing to take a risk, and I did, and I mean, how synchronistic this whole thing has been. It's like, something I've always wanted to do as a child, from childhood on. Like, I would come up here, cross the Mackinac Bridge, and just get choked up every time, And so I'm doing very well. I'm thriving again. I've met people. I'm playing pickleball. I sit out at the lake all the time. I go hiking. Winters are going to be wild. But you know what? I've always liked winter. And I like snow. Like, if, down towards Detroit, we would get a couple inches of snow or whatever. And I'm like, what a weenie snowfall, Like, give me some snow. And I'm going to get it up here for sure. So, but, like, I am highly sensitive to, I'm just going to say, like, the vibrations in the world. I'm really, like, yesterday I just got knocked on my ass for no apparent reason, really. I mean, I still having shoulder pain, but I'm playing pickleball. But it was pretty bad yesterday, and so I listened to my body, and I was taking it easy, and I thought, you know what? I bet you the Schumann resonance is blasting. And sure enough, I looked it up, and it is blasting. I'm really sensitive to this stuff now, So anyways, the point at which, where we're at in this plan is, all this stuff with the FBI. And, we're getting so close to the end of this movie And, it's still really hard because I still am having cognitive dissonance, because I don't think everything I'm seeing is reality. Obviously right in front of me it is, but everything else is essentially just a headline. It's propaganda to help for the good. The same playbook that the deep state used to brainwash us. Now I believe the Alliance is using it to help us, to help shift the narrative. Like the Epoch Times, I think they're probably the biggest propagandists right now for the good. And I wasn't thinking about them as being propagandists, but the last thing I was reading with Benjamin Fulford, he called them, he didn't call them propaganda. Well, did he? I don't know. But he called it propaganda, and I thought, yeah, that's true. A lot of the stuff is strictly a headline, It's not reality. It's so I'm still like really tired of that. It's exhausting. And so for me to move to the Upper Peninsula and let nature feed my soul, I had to. It was pure survival. I knew that I had to rescue my soul. And so it was a really good move. It's so awesome up here. And people are more friendly, and I wasn't really seeing my family. My kids I was, I'm not going to include the kids in this thing. And my son's up here now. He started school this week, and he's digging it. And it was just good. And my daughter's really happy for us. She's like really supportive. And so that means a lot. And I'm not on bad terms with my siblings, but we're estranged kind of, and it's sad, but there's nothing I can do. I know what I know. I tried to share it, and the mind went shut. There's nothing I can do. My sister she'll still ask me stuff once in a while, but she's in her 70s. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow, man. You can't just see things differently that quickly. So anyways, I haven't met anybody up here who seems to know what I know. And it's fine, because I don't need it. I don't need to have anybody to talk to. I have my people that I met in South Dakota, and some friends from Michigan, or downstate, and a couple of them moved to Florida, and we still keep in touch, and we're soul family, so it's cool. I'm still just like really dying to get this over with, as everybody else is, but I've resigned myself. Like I said, to my South Dakota people, which none of them live in South Dakota. We just all met there. But we have a text group. I feel I've placed myself on like a inner tube, and I'm just floating on top of the waves. Like, everything's going on, and I'm just trying to float above it, because and I saw some post or something that people like me are straddling, going back into apathy because I don't know, I forget, but I'm trying not to be apathetic, but I think it's kind of a survival mechanism that I'm just like I can hear some pretty severe things and just go, okay, all right, put that on the shelf. Now I'm just waiting. And, I'm also very eager for to have access to the med beds because I have a couple of physical things that I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go. It freaks me out. I still go. I had a transfer of care because I get monthly shots for this condition. It's called urticaria. It's, it's bad. So I have to, I mean, it worked in probably 90% better, and I've been doing it for, I'll bet you 2 years now. That I just go in, get a shot, go home, and, but if I were to deal with my rotator cuffs, then they're going to want to do MRI. Then they're going to, I don't even want to get cortisone shots because I know they degrade tissue. I'm just, I'm just avoiding. And it seems like up here people are kind of lax about, nobody wears a mask, not nobody, but I'm saying I go into the doctor's office and nobody's wearing a mask, so thank God, because I was worried about that when I was moving up here because I had my other doctor's office, I'll say trained, but I just told him, you'll have to give me my shot in the parking lot because I am not putting on a mask. So then the agreement was that when I went in and signed in, they would just throw me in a room. So, I have felt all along that it's my duty to not comply. I don't want to just get along to get along. That's not the way we have to operate anymore. Ever. We can't just go along to get along. It's just, that's what got us into this mess in the first place. To trust people, to tell us to do the right things. No, I will be the judge of that for the rest of my life. Wow, what a sham. And so, I guess that's about it. I mean, I drop little bits here and there to people, but I don't pursue it because one thing leads to another, and then they're sitting there looking at you like, and I want to have friends up here, so, I'm just going to leave that alone. And everybody's going to find out anyways, and pretty soon, too. So, I just wanted to check in, throw out another video, letting my gray grow out. I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. I'm coming into myself. It feels good, things in my life have really changed. But, I've always embraced change. I think, it's necessary for growth. It just is. I'm not going to fabricate change, but if something's at my feet that, God is saying, here, and this move, God just kept dropping stuff on me. Here, do this, here. I mean, this was a lifelong dream of mine. How could I not do this, So, it's pretty awesome. It's quite awesome. I have to say. So, and my friend came up. I've had 2 friends up already, and my son lives 10 miles away. So, it's really good. Things are really good. I'm just very eager to embrace our new world. I know it's coming close. It's close, I'm just, the thing that I've always wanted, though, is I really crave to be surrounded by truth and transparency and no more cryptic messages and, trying to decode this or that. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I think that's the part I'm going to be so bloody grateful for. I mean, for my day-to-day living, that's, I know there's going to be greater prosperity and, but honestly, I just want to see everybody at peace, and I'm so grateful for the alliance that took this on, and DJT. I mean, we'll be forever grateful to that man and his family. Words can't even cover that. Yeah, so I mean, the extreme lefties are going to absolutely flip their shit when they find out. I had a lefty, one of my new friends, kind of react to me kind of rudely, actually. That was kind of creepy, but we're almost there. And anyways, I just wanted to get on and give an update. So yeah, things are pretty good. So thanks for watching, and good luck. Good luck to you all.